You're watching Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I'm your host, Onrie Comben. Sorry I'm a little late. The weather has been kind of crazy, and I was also on the phone with someone regarding something important. But either way, we're back, and I did some minor restocking at Dreamland Comics out in Vernon Hills, and I picked up some fun little niceties for you guys, little treats for you guys. As always, if you spend $25 on me, you're going to get to spin the wheel today. If you spend $50 and you're located within the United States, you're going to get free shipping on your order. We got some really great FOMO books for you guys, and we're going to get things underway. So this morning has been kind of interesting for me. I've been thinking about a lot of different stuff in regards to, my business and how things are running and all that stuff. And, it's always around this time of year that I kind of come across these thoughts. And, it's just kind of got me in kind of a weird spot right now. So if I come off any differently today, it's for two reasons. One, because I'm really not funny. And two, because I am in this weird place. What's up, Phil, Katrina? We got Chris in the house. This show's for whack jobs and alcoholics and people who don't understand humor, too. This is also for you guys as well. If you don't have a sense of humor, you come to the right place. You got a sense of humor? Sorry, this show's not for you. You got to find a more sophisticated show to watch. All right, let's kick it off with the first book we have this afternoon. I have Sensational She-Hulk #1 by John Byrne, newsstand copy, going for $15 today. This is normally a $20 book. I'm going to do it for $15 today. 15 on this. Bill, how are you doing, dude? The next book I have here is Uncanny X-Men #251. Very fine, and also signed by Mark Silvestri. This is going to go for $25. $25 on Uncanny X-Men #251. Watchmen #3 of 12. Is going to go for just $5 today. Normally, issues of Watchmen go for about $10. I'm going to do it for $5 today. So I'm going to make it easy for you guys. Same old. That's good, Phil. I'm glad to hear that. I need to start making some moves myself. All right, next up, I got Detective Comics #515. Detective Comics 515 is going to go for $5. Really, what's been going on, without me trying not to air too much dirty laundry, I've been noticing that over the last month, after I did a really big show and I made a bunch of money, I ended up spending an obscene amount of money over the last month. And I'm trying to kind of figure out what's going on. Now, where is this obscene money going towards? Conventions, future shows that are happening. And it's sort of got me to realize, I probably need to rethink how I manage my business and maybe revisit my business plan and think about where I really want to go with everything so that I can sleep a little bit easier at night, so that I'm not seeing things just accrue and trying to, always be in a position where I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. Granted, our government doesn't do a really good job of managing debt either, but that's what I personally believe a lot of business owners end up having to do, is we're managing debt. You're either running your own business and overseeing everything, or you're working for someone else and overseeing what they're doing in particular areas or whatever. So in my case, I got to oversee everything and I got to manage everything. And it can be really overwhelming, and having your own business, it's tough. There's a lot people don't see behind the curtains. And it's definitely got me thinking today. I'm not particularly concerned about anything. And I think that's the thing too. It's times like this that you get challenged into thinking, can I do this? And after 16 years, I kind of realized, well, I'm already been doing it for 16 years. So I know that I can do it. It's a matter of, how can I manage this a little bit differently? How can I do it better? How can I improve? And it's tough because, I'm one person doing all of the management side. Now, in terms of the actual production, that's where I bring in artists and everything like that. But even so, like, I got to pay these people, I got to take care of them, and make sure that they're covered, right? So it's a lot of different hats I got to wear, and I'm not sure I can wear all these hats correctly, particularly like the business finance side of it. Like, there might be some things I'm not seeing right now that could help me improve the way I run my business. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. And it's a challenging time. This is a really, we're not president. There's a freaking comet coming towards the earth right now that's the size of a giant turd. A 3-point that is shaped like a turd that is 3.5 miles in size. And in 2 years, none of this may matter anymore because we may not exist anymore. But I am also ever the optimist, and I believe that we just need to keep putting one foot in front of the other and move forward and live as if tomorrow is happening, and plan for tomorrow, plan for a better tomorrow, and hope that large giant turd-shaped comet ends up breaking apart, or misses us by a few million miles. Who knows? Anything's possible at this point. And business can be hell. Business can be hell, but it is something that it's like having a kid. It's like having a kid, and you have to constantly monitor it. And there's a lot of stuff here that I have, and yet I'm always going out and buying more. So maybe I'm trying to kind of figure out right now, am I buying too much? Do I need to kind of curb my buying a little bit? And I kind of did a little bit. I didn't really splurge today. I went and got some good stuff, but I also want to make these shows exciting for you. And part of that is I have to go out and buy stuff, and also part of it too is I have to continue to scratch my own curiosity and do my own research, because I'm reading the stuff that I'm buying for you guys too. If I'm not a fan of comics, then I can't be in this business selling you guys comics. So I'm out there buying all the new comics that come out every week, and I'm reading them. I don't have a huge, tremendous pull list. There's probably about 5 or 6 titles that I buy per week, but I know there's some people who buy 20 books per week. I couldn't afford that, nor do I have the time to go through all that. So yeah, there you go. And Katrina, I like it. I don't have time to die right now. Neither do I. This is the time to sell comics. I have Doctor Strange number 75 going for $5. $5 on Doctor Strange number 75. And you can't even get new books where you're at. That sucks. Next up, I got Incredible Hulk number 248. He's fighting the Gardener here. Interesting book. This is going to go for 4. I'm actually going to knock the Doctor Strange and the Batman. So I'll do 4 on the Hulk, 4 on the Doctor Strange, 4 on the Detective. And I'll even do 4 on Watchmen. If we can find Watchmen at home, I'll do it for 4. I have Venom Finale number 2. I'll do this for 4 as well. This is Venom Finale number 2. I think it's a 3-parter. It's written by Larry Hama. No, you didn't miss She-Hulk number 1. No one picked it up yet. So I'm doing it for $15 if you're interested, Joe. For Sensational She-Hulk number 1. I know that you have a bunch of these, but How you doing, by the way? I have Web of Spider-Man number 8, newsstand copy, the 4th appearance of Spider-Man's symbiote suit on a comic. This is going to go for $10. $10 today. Ghost Rider number 40. Ghost Rider number 40 is also going to go for $10 today. Got Death in the Nuclear Family. Some old school Ghost Rider. And actually, you know what? Let's make it a little bit more interesting. I'll take a couple bucks off both these books. I'll do the Spider-Man at 8, and I'll do the Ghost Rider at 8. So taking $2 off. And then I got Fantastic Four number 235. They go toe-to-toe with Ego, the Living Planet. This is a very interesting book that I just read, because I'm currently reading this run of Fantastic Four right now, and it is awesome. I really like it. John Byrne is on the art. And the FF and the issue prior, the issue prior was actually really interesting. It focuses on this guy named Skip Collins, who's just like your average Joe. Like he couldn't get more average than Skip Collins, right? But apparently, Skip Collins is the most powerful man in the world, perhaps the universe. And he wakes up in the morning and he realizes that his house is a complete mess. And he's just like, I really wish my house would be a little cleaner. I wish my wife would have the time to do everything. And as he leaves the room, his bedroom that his wife is still sleeping in, the room cleans itself up. And, unbeknownst to the wife, she's like, whoa, it looks like he tidied up, And he goes about his day and he's very happy-go-lucky. And he wishes things to happen, and eventually he wishes to go to New York. And guess what happens? He ends up having to go to New York. And he comes to New York, and all of a sudden, he's walking down, in the middle of Manhattan. He passes the Baxter Building, and he's like, how cool would it be if I got to see the Fantastic Four? And sure enough, Reed and Sue are like off to do something, and then all of a sudden, there's a big catastrophe, and a big, the earth starts shaking, and all of Manhattan is basically like destroyed, and every single major city is destroyed. There's this big, huge threat. And the Fantastic Four find out it's Ego. So they go in the spaceship to go and fight Ego. But in the meantime, Skip is back there and he's like, well, it's such a shame that this all happened. Like, it'd be great if something came and fixed everything. So that issue ends with everything being fixed. And now the Fantastic Four can now focus on Ego. Ego's a very interesting character. Honestly, after reading this book, I feel like they didn't do him as much of a solid as they could have in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. They had Kurt Russell portray him, but I really like his natural state as like this living planet. And he's very like, he's got his own personality. And he very much is what his name is. He's got a big ego. Big planet with a big ego. So this is really interesting stuff. I like this. And I'm going to do it for a really cheap price today. If you want this Fantastic Four book, $235, it's going to go for just $3. It's written and illustrated by John Byrne and edited by my good friend Jim Salerkrupp. So $3 on this. It's really, really good. Highly recommend it. Get your hands on as much John Byrne Fantastic Four as you can. I hope that happens for you, Katrina. Oh, so Annie is just 2 issues. I'll see if I can find the first one. What the world does not know is that Joe is an average. Exactly. The world doesn't realize. But, it's interesting, the way they presented this idea, it's so far out there. And I think that's what makes Fantastic Four interesting. You can't compare Fantastic Four and Superman and say, okay, here are 2 superhero movies, because they're not. Fantastic Four is nothing like Superman. Superman is a superhero movie. Fantastic Four is a movie about explorers who encounter far out things. In this movie, they happen to come across the end of their world. But they're supposed to explore the strange, the scary, the undefined. That's what is interesting about the Fantastic Four. That's what makes that book interesting. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. All right, I got Batman Castle of the Bat by Jack C. Harris and Bo Hampton. This is going to go for $5. Batman Castle of the Bat. Let's take a look inside and see what this book's all about. And everybody who's tuning in right now, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. Pretty cool artwork. Very Sienkiewicz-y-like. Gonna go for just $5 today. Gotcha, Lorena. A fair comparison would be looking at FF and X-Files in the same line. I agree. Totally. the Fantastic Four seem to be able to approach it in a much more, you know, I don't want to say comic booky way, but in a much more lighthearted way than X-Files. X-Files is dark ass shit. What's up, Lorena? How you doing? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You have the first claim of the afternoon here. And guys, this is my last show of the week. Tomorrow I'm heading out to Tampa for Tampa Bay Comic-Con. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm excited for what awaits. All right, I have Justice League number 7. We have a Jim Lee variant cover here. And this is going to go for $5 right now for this variant. It's got Superman on the cover. Really cool Jim Lee variant of Justice League number 7, going for $5. I'll actually do it for, if someone claims this now, I'll do it for $3. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. The margins at a lot of these conventions are starting to become like super thin. And between all the rebooking that I have to do in advance, it's like once a convention's done, you got to worry about the next one. And especially some of these shows like Fan Expo, they expect you to jump on it immediately. So like for Denver, I had to renew my spot on site and pay the full amount. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money down. That's $1,000 down, which means I've now accrued an extra $1,000 of debt, after paying everything off. It's like, I wish that there was a little bit more breathing space. I'm still going to get that money back eventually, right? But, it's a lot. So I'm just kind of like in this state of evaluating things right now. And I know we all go through this and stuff. And, again, I'm not trying to like air any dirty laundry out here. Everything's going fine. It's the way it's always going. But, after having done this for 16 years, I'm trying to think there's got to be a more efficient way to do this. And, a way that, I can sleep a little easier at night. So, all right, next up I have American Entertainment exclusive from Dark Horse Comics, Star Wars number 0. Interesting little find here. That's going to go for $4. I'll do it at 4. And then I have Doctor Strange Classics. Doctor Strange Classics. We got John Byrne on the cover. This is going to go for $3. I just want to find this a new home. It's been sitting with me for a long time. I need to find a Doctor Strange fan. I've managed to somehow, out in the void, find a Flash fan. Now I need someone who's like, give me more Doctor Strange, like inject me with more Doctor Strange, please. All right, I have some cool runs here. I have Fallen Sun, which is a Death of Captain America tie-in. So we have the Avengers one, the Captain America one, the Iron Man one. Really like this cover. Fallen Sun, the Death of Captain America Spider-Man, and the Wolverine. And I'm going to do all of these today for just $12. So there's 5 of these. I'm going to do it at 12. I was going to do it at 15. I'll do it at 12. And then I got Wolverine Logan by Brian K. Vaughan and Eduardo Rizzo. We got issues 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to do this for just a straight $10. So $10 on this. Okay. Fallen Sun has been claimed, and so have our Doctor Strange. We'll do this one at 3 and this one at 4, Lorena. So that's 7 on the 2 Doctor Stranges. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Now. Oh, you did? Oh, that's cool. I'm glad. How was it? Did you enjoy it? I've been wanting to get into Doctor Strange more, but I just haven't had a chance to do so because I'm just reading so much other stuff right now. Okay, let's see what else do I have here. Just a sec, guys. 3. Okay. I have Spawn number 52, which is going to go for $5. Well, Lorena, I appreciate doing business with you. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. And Phil, you too, man. Yeah, they're all in German. And Phil, you and I spoke a couple weeks ago. You and I have a good relationship, and you've always been very straightforward with me and everything. So, don't worry, you can always claim stuff, and we'll figure it out in time. I know you're good for it. So, I'm looking forward to you good things in your future. I have Conan the Barbarian number 121. That's going to go for $5. Actually, I'll do this at $4. Daredevil number 200. We got another John Byrne cover here. This is going to go for $8. No, man, thank you. I appreciate you being here. And Doctor Strange number 25. That's going to go for $3 as well. Again, I just want to find these books new homes so I can move on to other things. And then I have Strange Adventures number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. This is a 4-part miniseries from DC Vertigo. And I have the whole thing here. I'll do this at $10. We got some cool Brian Bolland covers here. It's actually various creators telling short stories here. This is pretty cool. So that's going to go for $10. What's up, Pablo? Buenos tardes. Am I saying that right? Okay. 3 of them. Awesome. Strange Adventures off the Phil. Awesome. And we finally found that home too. Pablo, how you doing today, man? Okay. 2 more runs I have here. I have Sam Wilson, Captain America. This is coming from my personal collection. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This was launched back in January. And it kind of coincides with the movie a little bit. I mean, it's its own story. It's not a film adaptation at all. And it's an all-new story featuring Sam Wilson and Red Hulk and a bunch of other characters that are in that world. So, are in that, in Sam Wilson's orbit. This is going to go for $25 today for this whole run. So issues 1 through 5 make up the whole run of Sam Wilson, Captain America. And then I have Independence Day, the comic book adaptation, number 0, number 1, and number 2. This is going to go for $10. Oh, that's awesome. How did the shows go for you, Pablo? I hope they went well for you. I'm getting ready to go to Tampa tomorrow. Let's see here. G.I. Joe number 43. Not sure how I still have this cover, but alas, I do. This is going to go for $8. Oh, wow. Jim Lee is at the show you're at or you're going to this weekend. That's awesome. Should get some stuff signed by him. So we got G.I. Joe 43 going for $8, down from 10. Yes. So here's the situation right now. My rep told me he hasn't gotten around to it yet, so I did reapply for Dallas next year. So hopefully I'll get in for it, but we'll see. Right now, the only show that I'm definitely going to is Lexington Comic Expo next year and Fan Expo Denver. As far as other shows, I'm still like waitlisted for a lot of stuff, and I haven't even applied for other stuff. Again, this is what's crazy about all these conventions is I'll get one show done, and I'll be like, okay, I got to pay all the expenses that I had for that convention, all the shipping costs, my flight, everything. I paid that off with my credit card, right? But then I also need to pay for the following year for the next convention and the next thing and the next thing. And I also owe people money, like for other things too. So it's pretty wild, and it gets kind of overwhelming sometimes. And, so we'll see. I'm trying to get into all these shows. I mean, it is, but it's part of the business. It's like if I had a job working for someone else, I'd be dealing with a set of headaches from that too. It's like there's never any point where you're like completely off the hook from having a headache, so it's stressful, sure. But I mean, it's also stressful when you're working for someone else and they demand something and you are obligated to get them what they need right away at this time. That can also be stressful. And I was under that kind of deadline yesterday too. I had to get bios for all the creators. So you guys, I don't know if I told you guys, I'm actually going to Korea in September. And so I've been invited for this big festival in Busan, and it's like a 3-day thing, but they want me to come and teach a master class out there, possibly 2. They're working on getting a very, very big guest over there, which would be really awesome. A really great networking opportunity for me if they can get it. But if they don't, then they need me to kind of like pull some extra weight for them. But anyway, they wanted me to provide them with bios and headshots of all the creative team on Nissan Chin. And it was a little like herding cats, like some of the creators were able to get me their stuff really quick. A big shout out to Chuck Pino, who was like super quick with it. But everyone else, it was like, hey, I need to get this information. And, it's tough sometimes to get all their stuff. But when they're asking for this and they tell me they need it by a certain point, I need to, I have to scrounge to get it together. So, it's how it is. Whether I'm working for myself or someone else, it doesn't really matter. It's life. This is life, and it is very much like, herding cats. Retirement is less stressful. Well, see, the funny thing is a lot of people retire and then go into comics full time. And I've been doing comics for full time for 16 years now. There's nothing retiring about it. Busan is a fun town. I love Busan. It's awesome. I've been there multiple times too. Yeah, don't take the train to Busan. This is true. All right. Now, I did pick up some stuff today while I was out in the wild. Again, we don't have a huge stack here. I just picked up, this is all the new stuff. And then I'm going to cycle through the stuff that I showcased last night on the experience. It looks like we got a little bit of a different crowd here, so hopefully we can move through that. Probably next week, I'm going to start focusing more on backlog stuff that I've had for a while that has not had some time to age out. And we can showcase those books again, and I'll be doing a lot of dollar shows and things like that. So I'm probably going to ease up a little bit on my buying just so I can get kind of caught up with stuff and, tighten the belt a little bit. I mean, here's the thing. Stick to your 9 to 5 or don't stick to your 9 to 5. You only get one shot at life. And I would rather go down doing what I love than answering to someone else whose mission I can't get behind. Now, not everybody is in the same position that I'm in. I've had to work very hard to find that balance where I can actually make this profitable. And it is challenging. There are some days when I'm envious of people who have those 9 to 5 jobs because they can just clock in and clock out. Once 5 o'clock hits, they're done. And then they can pursue comics on the side, and it's a lot easier, way less stress. You know that all your expenses are covered. When you're doing everything yourself, you're basically swimming in debt. That's just how it is. And you just have to be comfortable with swimming in debt, knowing that all the work you put into what you're doing is going to wipe away that debt and, put you in a much better position down the road. But you have to make those right moves, right? And I'm kind of at the point where, I'm on a paddle boat and I'm, making things work. Everything's going well, but what's the next step? How do I got to install a motor in this boat now. I got to make it run more efficiently. And I'm trying to do all these things, and it's challenging for every independent creator. It's challenging. So if you have some stability through a 9-to-5 job, be prideful of that, especially if it's something that pays you well. Like that's a great thing to have. For me, I love comics so much. I think I'm really good at my job when I go to conventions and I sell books. This is what I know how to do. It's what I've been doing for a long time now. So it's, I'm where I want to be. I'm where I need to be right now. But where am I going? That's something I need to kind of figure out, So we all kind of get there, right? Yeah, exactly. Like what Pablo was saying. Find something you love, and then getting paid is the cherry on top. Ha! A job at a call center. Hey, I'm here to follow up with you about your car insurance. I mean, Joe, I got to tell you, I appreciate that. And I do love what I do. And I am very lucky that I get to do it. So when I get to go to all these shows and meet with all these people and everything, it is wonderful. But I am dealing with this. I'm still got problems I'm dealing with, just like you. It's not like I have this grandiose life and I don't have to worry about these things. No, don't get me wrong. The people I'm envious of are the people who are like me, who don't have those problems. I'm not sure who they are, but I know that they're out there. I know that there are people who are way more successful at doing conventions and making money in this business than I am. I am certain of it. I know I'm not like at the top of the food chain when it comes there. If anything, I'm plankton, right? No one knows who I am when I go to these conventions. It's the element of surprise that I work off of. But a lot of people also kind of felt a lot of FOMO last week too. I noticed a lot of creators posting about like, hey, even though I'm not at Comic-Con this year and I'm experiencing major FOMO, I feel like I don't belong in this business. I'm still going to keep working in it. Look, just because you're not at San Diego Comic-Con doesn't mean you're not a part of comics. There are many people who did not go to San Diego Comic-Con this year. I am one of those people, and I didn't go by choice. One, I didn't have space there to sell, and two, it was my son's birthday. That's more important to me than going to San Diego Comic-Con. Did I experience FOMO? Sure, I did a little bit, but I wouldn't have traded it. Like the minor amount of FOMO that I felt from not going to San Diego Comic-Con was trumped by the luxury I had of celebrating my son's birthday with him. That means so much more, and there's bigger things in this world than what we do for a living. So that's another aspect. That's just one aspect of what we do. Kleptomaniac for the goodwill. It is a pretty crazy show, Tori. I mean, it is unlike any other convention in the sense that it is just so packed. It is so full of people. It gets overwhelming. And I'll tell you right now, if you have FOMO for not being there, you're going to feel so invisible being there as a creator. I promise you, it is a very overwhelming. I've seen so many creators swear that they'll never do that show again just because of how invisible and small they felt being in that world. And it's not that the show or anybody who's there is trying to purposely make you feel small. By and large, no one is trying to do that. By and large, what's happening is everybody's trying to promote their stuff because this is when Hollywood and everybody is all in the same place at the same time. So everybody's, screaming from the buildings like what they're doing. It's a big event. And a lot of people spend a lot of money to be at it. And I've done it for many years, and it's I've had very lucrative outcomes out there. It's been a very good show for me. Now I'm just waiting to the point where I can get my own booth over there, and then I'll be doing the show again. But for now, it's like I'm okay if I don't go next year too. If I don't make it next year, that's fine. At least I'll be in town to celebrate Alan's birthday. He just happened to be born around that time. But eventually he's going to grow older and he's not going to want to spend his birthday with me, so I can go and do the show again. That day will come too. Yeah, I honestly think Heroes Con and Baltimore Con, those are much better shows for fans than they are for creators. You think like, here's another example, all right? I did Florida SuperCon a couple weeks ago. Florida SuperCon was an anime show, like totally. It draws in a big anime crowd. And I made more money in Friday and Saturday of Florida SuperCon than I did in all 3 days of Heroes Con. Heroes Con had a different problem this year. I think it was primarily traffic. There just weren't enough feet on the floor of that show. But you would think that the comic-centric show would dominate. I think the comic-centric shows dominate for the fans because this is your chance to just walk up willy-nilly to creators like Dan Jurgens and, Don McGregor or, any big name or any legendary name. That's the show where you're next to Dan. I was next to Dan Fraga, and I was just and Dan didn't have like huge lines, but he had people constantly coming over to see him. Billy Tucci was right around the corner for me. It's like you can go and talk to these guys at shows like Baltimore and Heroes Con because they're not necessarily like focused on lots of foot traffic like Emerald City, for example. That is like New York Comic Con. Like you got a lot of foot traffic and you're trying to make those sales. You don't really have time to talk to or engage with anyone. So it's a very different environment. And I found it interesting that Florida SuperCon, a show where I should not have been able to sell through everything. And I thought I was going to be in a very difficult position. And I was in a difficult position. I was in a very difficult position. I had my arms tied behind my back and a blindfold on. Not only did I have to leave the sales floor 3 hours early to catch a flight, I also did that entire show behind my table because I was in Artist Alley, right? And I didn't have a corner booth. If I have a corner table at Artist Alley, I feel like it's okay for me to get out in front of my table and do my thing because I'm not taking anything away from anyone. If I'm on an inline in Artist Alley, being out in front of my table can be considered intrusive to my neighbors. So I had to do that show from behind my table. And it was fine. It worked out just fine. And when I have to go behind my table at shows, I have no problems doing it. I can sell just as well from behind my table as I can from the front. I prefer going in front of my booth when I can because it's more of a customer service thing. It's like I can shake your hand. It's just more motion creates more traffic. But it's certainly not something I do in order to take sales from anybody, especially from my neighbors. I'm very considerate of my neighbors because I'm going to see these people again at shows, and I want to have good relationship with my neighbors. I don't want people to not like me doing what I do at conventions. So there's a boundary there, right? So that was what made it challenging, but it still worked out. It's interesting how things work out. And Katrina got to table next to a live chicken, so that's great. You never know what you can find. This is it's in a very interesting world, the convention scene. All right, let's go. $2 comics. I've been ranting long enough. I have the Flash #5. And why did I get a Flash book? Because that's just what I do now. Anytime I go to a comic shop and I find a Flash book, I'm buying it and I'm slinging it on the show. Okay? Whether you buy it or not, here's some freaking Flash for you. Flash #5. You want to be those blue tentacles wrapping this book up and putting it into your pull list. I know you do. I know you do. Deep down in your plums, I know you want that Flash book. As much as Annie was desiring a home yesterday. And we found Annie a home, didn't we, Katrina? I have Moon Knight #4. This is from David Pepos' run. This is going to go for $2. New acquisition, and I'll tell you right now, if you go to any comic shop, you're going to pay $4 for this book. This is a new book right here. Moon Knight #4. Scarlet Witch #2. Scarlet Witch #2 is going to go for $2. The next book I'm going to show you guys is a key book. It is a key book that I'm going to sell for $2 right now. I have Uncanny X-Men #390. This is the issue where Colossus dies, and it's going to go for just $2 right now. This is a hot grab. If you don't grab this book, you're missing out, because I'm telling you right now, it's worth more than just $2. I have Batman and Robin from the current series, some early issues here, illustrated by Simone DeMeo, a really fantastic artist. I have issues 7, 8, and 9, all in great shape, going for just $6. Eddie Murphy said, I need Flash money. Yes. You need Flash money so you could afford to buy the Flash books. I have Incredible Hulk #25. We got a really striking cover here by John Romita Jr., written by Paul Jenkins. This is about 9 issues before Bruce Jones takes over. This is a great run right here. This is going to go for $2. Giant-sized book here, and a big, enormous battle between the Hulk and Abomination, illustrated by the legendary John Romita Jr., who is by far one of the sweetest guys in the world. Another really great comic-centric show that is totally underrated is Dragon Con. Dragon Con is an amalgamation of all nerdism, but when you get to that 4th floor where the Artist Alley is, I mean, you're next to legends, man. You know, I have done that show since 2018, I want to say. Yeah, since 2018. No. Actually, 2017 was the first year. So 2017, 2018, 2019. I skipped 2020, then 2021. I think they brought it back. 2022, 2023, and 2024. So I've done it for 7 years. This is going to be my 8th year doing it. Over the years, especially the positions they put me on the floor, I've been like within an earshot of Brian Michael Bendis, David Mack, what's his name, Jim Steranko, and John Romita Jr. I actually met him at Dragon Con. You know, it was so cool. And John was the nicest guy in the world. This is one of those shows, again, where you wouldn't think you would have a chance to actually engage with these creators, but you actually can, because once you get it, the only people who make it up to that 4th floor are people who are really interested in comics and art and everything. And they are there to buy. They are there to spend money. That is one of my top shows of the year, is Dragon Con. Dragon Con is one of those shows where after I do it, I'm going to feel like I can kick back a little bit. It's fantastic. And they've always brought in just such a awesome roster of creators, and it's cool. So here we go. Bats and Robins and the X-Men. Mike, I'll see you on Friday, man. I'm looking forward to it, buddy. I'll message you my number so we can get in touch, and I'll give you a badge when I get over to the convention center. You're welcome to take it. Nice pickup on that X-Men, by the way. I think it was done by Salvador LaRocca, and Scott Lobdell is the writer. I have the West Coast Avengers Giant Size Annual #2 going for $2. Marvel Triple Action featuring Captain America, Hawkeye, Goliath, and the Wasp. That's going to go for $2. I didn't just buy one copy of this book. I got 2 copies of King Spawn #44, featuring a cover by Eduardo Panasian. See if I know anybody who worked on this. And I don't know a single person who's worked on this. But hey, it's Spawn, King Spawn. If you don't buy this book, you deserve to get a good old-fashioned booting. I haven't done a booting in a while. I haven't really been inspired lately. I think, honestly, it was after that whole Denver incident where that guy told me I wasn't funny. I just decided to stop doing bootings. So sorry, guys. The fun's over. I should probably do another booting. I don't know. I got to be inspired to do a booting. And, you know, when did I tell you did you hear what happened, Phil? I know you love bootings. I know. I appreciate that. When I was in Denver, Fan Expo Denver, a writer who writes comedy told me I wasn't funny. Well, okay, here, I'll tell you what happened. We were all hanging out on Sunday night after the con was over, and I made a joke to everybody. It was one of my favorite jokes. So something I always use as an icebreaker, and it didn't land at all. And the joke was, this is a Jewish joke, very lighthearted Jewish joke. This boy comes up to his dad. He's Jewish. And he goes to his Jewish dad. He says, "Hey, Dad, can I borrow $50?" And his dad said, "$40? What do you need $30 for?" And everybody I told that joke to always laughs. But this time I delivered this joke, and here's this comedy writer, and he's just giving me this deadpan look after I delivered the joke. He didn't find it funny at all. And he was like, "Yeah, your joke sucks." Like, just straight up, like, just shut me the hell up. And I'm like, whoa, maybe I'm not as funny as I thought. Maybe I should just stop trying to make people laugh. This guy's clearly doing a much better job of it. He's killing it compared to me in terms of making people laugh. I am not good at making people laugh. He is good at making people laugh. So I am retiring I'm turning in my laughter card, guys. No more bootings until, you know, I get the inspiration to do it again. I'm not funny, nor am I a good first date either. I'm a terrible first date. I had a date on Monday, and after it was over, I got a text message from her telling me she's not interested in me. She wasn't, no, not that she wasn't interested in me. She just wasn't feeling a vibe. She wasn't feeling the connection, which in all honesty, I wasn't either. I was just hoping I'd be the one to deliver the news. Instead, the news was delivered to me. It always hurts you. It always hits you harder when they tell you, you know. You hope to get that first strike in, but they get you. No, actually, it's not like that at all. Sometimes it just happens, you know. That's life. What song? Oh, the booting song? Here, I'll play the booting song for you guys. Just because I love you all, you get to hear the booting song.
All right, kiddies, let's get ready to sing our new anthem. A bootin' there shall be, a bootin' there shall be. Boy, comics to cast your vote, a bootin' there shall be. Spend $10 dues, spend $10 dues, spend $10 dues, and a bootin' there shall be.
The soundtrack for The Fifth Element is one of the best soundtracks, period. I absolutely love it. I love The Fifth Element. Such an innovative movie. So many interesting things come from France. And in fact, I'm actually playing a French-made video game right now called Expedition 33, and it is very, very good. I'm loving it. I love Expedition 33. Yes, Will Smith definitely. He does deserve a booting, doesn't he? And maybe that comment deserves a booting too. All right. I have Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children, Volume 14, number 23, and number 27. This is a new find here. I'm going to do all these for $6. A bunch of really short stories, very independent comic here. Looks like Eddie Campbell worked on this. Like the artwork reminds me of Eddie Campbell, but it's actually Dan Sweetman. And it's put out by Fantagraphics. Is it Fantagraphics? What's this stuff? No, it's Prime Press. Sorry. $6 on these. For Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children. I have Marvel Knights Ghost Rider number 3 going for $2. Phil, definitely, you've inspired me. I definitely agree with you that he needs a booting. I have Morbius Revisited. We have number 1 here. And there's something up with the edge here. I don't know if someone cut this off or if it was intentionally made this way. It feels like it was intentionally made this way. Does anybody know anything about this? This is going to go for $2. I just found it really strange. Actually, no, someone cut this. I'll do this for $1. If anybody's interested. Or 50 cents, whatever. That's Morbius. All right. 50 cents, Phil. I'm not charging you $2. It was deliberately cut on the end there. It's 50 cents. I was studying it, but I didn't study it hard enough. Secrets of the Legion of Superheroes number 3 is going to go for $2. I have Green Arrow number 7 from Kevin Smith's run. A lot of people have been asking me about this run. It's going to go for $2. You think it was the watermark that needed to be removed? I mean, otherwise the book is in great shape. I can't imagine, possibly the water damage. It is weird that someone would do that. The Nam number 10. Whenever I find these now, I just kind of showcase them. I grab them. $2. Dazzler number 27, $2. Punisher 2099 number 1. Now, yesterday on the experience, Jay Burns was talking about how Jay Garrick got his superpowers, and it was from smoking a cigarette or water vapor, and it gave him super speed. Well, Punisher 2099, he gets his superpowers by putting 3 giant marijuana joints over his crotch. And once he gets really high, he just grabs these 2 futuristic guns and just goes apeshit on everybody. It's really awesome. Punisher 2099 number 1 is going to go for $2. Get the first spanking issue. First freaking barking issue. All right. Gods number 6 by Jonathan Hickman and Valerio Schiti. God, that's gotta suck. If you're like at like jury duty or something and your name is spelled like that, people are calling you shitty. I'm sorry. I mean, that's how I pronounce it. He's a great artist, by the way. Really incredible. I'm reading Imperial right now, which is something him and Hickman are doing, and it's intergalactic space mystery. It's awesome. It's very, very good. Gods is a series that comes out before that, and it's also very good. I haven't read it, but I've heard really great things about this, especially if you're a Jonathan Hickman fan. This is going to go for $2. And Hickman, I trust. I really like Jonathan Hickman a lot. Thor number 25. We got a variant cover here featuring Beta Ray Bill and Joe Fixit on the cover. That's going to go for $2. I have King in Black number 3 and number 5. 2 variants. One of them has Thor and Silver Surfer. The other one has Null, who's sticking the middle finger up at you. He's giving you the nullified finger. This is going to go for $4. For the Kings in Black. Origins of Siege by Brian Michael Bendis and Olivier Copiel. This is going to go for $2. Blackest Night Batman number 1 is going to go for $2. All New Captain America number 1 is going to go for $2. Venom number 29 is going to go for $2. Now, one thing about this All New Captain America, this is a perfect jump on point. Number 1 going for $2. It's a cool cover too. It looks like Simone Bianchi did that cover too. Blackest Night off the field. You know what? Bill actually kind of opened up an interesting door here because, like, you know, he kind of got the juices flowing by saying, hey, Will Smith deserves a booting. Who else do you guys think deserves a booting? Let's stay away from political figures, but who else do you guys think deserves a booting? Just so we don't get into it on, you know, on that level. Politics and religious figures. Politicians. I mean, honestly, if it were up to me, they would all get bootings, but, you know, that's just me. Punisher number 11. That's going to go for $2. Superior Avengers number 3. They're fighting the actual Avengers. This is going to go for $2 as well. This is a new book. Define booting. You know how I draw my little Spawn character? I would have him boot that person that you think, deserves a booting. I just want to hear who you guys think deserves a booting. She's been here a while now. And Katrina and I go way back because she's been in the business for a while. Katrina's actually a comics creator and an editor, a very skilled editor and writer. All right, so here's something that's interesting. I was out in the wild today, and I started picking up parts of this Spider-Man run called The Other. I don't have the full run here, but I have 8 of the 12 chapters. So the ones that I'm missing are just the Amazing Spider-Man ones, but this is a 12-part series. All I got to do is find the Amazing Spider-Man issues, and then I've got a full run for you guys. But here's a chance for you to just grab what I have here for $2 a pop. We have Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 1, that's part 1. Marvel Knights Spider-Man number 19, that's part 2. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 2, which is part 4. Marvel Knights Spider-Man number 20, which is part 5. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 3, which is part 7. Marvel Knights Spider-Man number 21, which is part 8. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 4, which is part 10. And then Marvel Knights 22, which is part 12. So I got a good majority of your other run here. And oddly enough, there's a flash ad on the back of the Spider-Man book. That's weird. So we got 3, 6, 8 comics here. I'm going to do them all for $15 right now. If you want this run, it's $15. The majority of it is here. You're just missing the Amazing Spider-Man issues. I might be able to track those down for you. It shouldn't be a big deal. I agree. CGC definitely needs a booting. Unfortunately, I think it would be in bad taste for me to boot CGC just because we're all in the same business, and I don't want someone coming up to me at a con and being like, "Hey, I work for CGC and you made fun of my company, so I don't want to talk to you anymore." So I don't want to be in that kind of situation. But I definitely agree. CGC could definitely use a booting, and I don't really do much business with CGC, but I have customers that do, and I just want to be a nice guy. But yes, they definitely deserve a booting. Yes, your ex's third wife, ex-wife. Absolutely, no problem. Well, that's funny. Speaking of ex-wives, actually, let's not. I'm not going to speak about my ex-wife on here. But let's just say, Katrina, I know exactly what you're talking about because I'm dealing with the whole daily basis thing myself. I know I don't want to, and you don't want to deal with mine. How about we trade up? Actually, no, I don't want to trade up. It's better the enemy you know than the one that you don't. The DMV, oh, totally. Tori's got some good ones coming our way. Who is Sumanov? Is that, what is this? Is this, who's that, Tori? All right. I have X-Men Curse of the Mutants number 2. Got Wolverine and Blade, going at it. Self-checkouts deserve a booting. Oh, they totally do. I hate them. Automated services. That guy from India who picks up your call and you can't understand him. Batman 130 is going to go for $2. That's a typo. Okay. What did you mean to say? RoboCop: The Future of Law Enforcement number 14. That's going to go for $2. Ghost Rider number 67. $2 on that. Justice League Dark number 6 is $2. Batman 456 is $2. The Law of Dread number 5 and number 11. That's going to go for $4. And I think now it is finally time to showcase our FOMO books. So get ready because, yes, guys, it is that time. It is FOMO time.
It's FOMO time! Is that an acronym for me getting a chance to play the Flash again? Oh, that's what it means. Was that good
My God, like, shut up already.
You know, of all the things that, you know, you can consider to be bad, you know, like no matter how bad my day is or no matter how much I'm like worried about certain things, at least I can say that I'm not Ezra Miller. And I think that is a gift. And all of you guys can say the same thing. At least you're not Ezra Miller or associated with Ezra Miller. Can you imagine? That guy has to have about as much hatred behind him as Jar Jar Binks. Actually, no one cares because no one cares about the Flash. No one likes the Flash. There's nothing but Flash haters out there. That's it. Okay, FOMO books. I have Medieval Spawn and Witchblade teaming up, #1, and it's going to go for just $4 today. I have Detective Comics 609, the first appearance of Anarchy, also going for $4 today. The Joker Showcase 94, also going for just $4 today. Submariner #6. This is the second appearance of Tiger Shark here. This is going to go for $30 today. It's a really epic book here. I really love this. It's a 2-issue arc. I'm going to do the second part here for $30. And then I have Web of Spider-Man #50. This is going to go for $10 today for Web of Spider-Man #50. It's got that same, you know, montage-y feel that Amazing Spider-Man 300 does. Wonder Woman #256. And a very fine. It's in really, really good shape. It's going to go for $15. I have Star Wars #17. That's also going to go for just $15 today. And then I have Lone Wolf and Cub #45. That's going to go for $5 today for Lone Wolf and Cub #45. And these are your FOMO books. Got some good ones up there. The Medieval Spawn Witchblade is a cool one. Detective Comics. I'm surprised the first appearance of Anarchy is going for such low money. But that cover of Submariner and the story itself is really epic. I really love what they do with Tiger Shark. You get his origin story and the two of them fighting. I mean, this is just such an epic cover. I forgot who worked on this. I think it was Gil Kane. It's in pretty good shape too. Roy Thomas and John Buscema. So you got John Buscema, the great John Buscema on this book here. I'm going to say this is a mid-grade book, but it's it's definitely in readable shape, and it is really well done. I really like this. I mean, compared to some of my Fantastic Four books, which are much more loved than this, this is in fine shape, and it's going to go for $30 today. For the second appearance of Tiger Shark, a really cool villain. What a dynamic cover. So strong. How many of you guys are excited about Naked Gun? Yeah, I leave tomorrow for Tampa. I'm heading out. I'm heading out in the morning. So my flight is at like 11 a.m. And then once I get in, I'm picking up a rental car, and I'm going with my rental car to pick up all my stock, which has already arrived. And from there, I'm going over to the Airbnb that I am staying at. I got a full apartment to myself, which is really nice. And there's a fully decked out kitchen. So planning to just go over there, do some shopping, and I'm going to make myself home cooked meals the whole time I'm on the road. So I'm just going to go hit up Walmart, buy a bunch of groceries, and cook just so I can save a little money and eat a little bit more nutritiously while I'm on the road. So that's one thing that's been kind of rough. Between the last couple of years since my divorce, I definitely put some weight on. Well, the traveling hasn't helped, but one of the major things that I haven't been doing is exercising consistently. So the last 2 days, I finally got off my lazy ass and started exercising again. And, just doing what I can, you know, that's it. I love that franchise too. I am such a Naked Gun fan, and I love Liam Neeson. He is a perfect stand-in for for Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson. It's funny how their names sound alike. And by the way, Pamela Anderson still looks freaking. I don't care. She looks even better natural. I don't like cake faces. I like the all natural. Thank you, Katrina. Yeah, you're gonna see it on Friday after work, Jacob. All right, I got Wonder Woman 773. That's gonna go for $2. That's a variant cover. Not sure who did it, but it's a really epic variant cover. And number 775, another cool variant cover. Ravage 2099, number 1. This is the last character that Stan Lee created for Marvel. That's going to go for $2. New Mutants 97, right before New Mutants 98. You had 97. This is going to go for $2. District X number 8 is $2. More Flash for you guys. We have issues 27 and 29 going for $4. The $2 Wonder Womans. Did you want 773 and 775? That would be $4 for the pair. Let me know. Katrina. No takers on any of these FOMO books so far, huh? Web of Spider-Man 50. This one I really don't come across very often. Going for $10 right now. Published in 1989. Yeah, it's Spidey, Rocket Racer, Puma, Prowler, Sandman, Silver Sable, and some guy who's flying around. Mint Berry Crunch. He's on the cover of that too. Jacob, I'll show you all the FOMO books right now. All right, here they are. None of them have been claimed yet. Katrina, let me know about if you just wanted Wonder Woman 773 or 775 as well. If you get them both, it's $4. Just let me know. All right, I have Medieval Spawn number 1. That's going to go for $4. Web of Spider-Man 50 is going to go for $10. Wonder Woman 256. It's a very fine, maybe even a near mint, and it's going for $15. Star Wars 17 is going to go for $15. I have Lone Wolf and Cub number 45 going for $5. Submariner number 6 is going to go for $30. That's the second appearance of Tiger Shark. The Joker Showcase 94 number 1 is going to go for $4. And Detective Comics 609 is going to go for $4. This is the first appearance of Anarchy. So, Katrina, you're taking all 3 of those Wonder Womans. And Katrina, you and I can settle up at what's it called? At Grand Rapids. So don't worry about it. You don't have to worry. Like, I can put aside your pile. There's no reason for me to ship anything out to you. I got you covered. Does that work for you? All right, the Detective Comics is off the fill. First appearance of Anarchy, like nothing. And the Joker. Gotcha. Here we go. Now we move some freaking FOMO books. Okay. No, yeah. I'll let you know where you're at, so you can manage it yourself and decide what your cap is. Okay, because I understand that, and I also don't want you to get overwhelmed. I totally understand how you feel because, to be honest with you, I'm in kind of the same position too. I just bought a bunch of Fantastic Four books, a ton of them. And honestly, Roberto helped me out a lot because he actually helped plug in a huge part of my run gap and saved me a lot of money. And I really appreciate that. He's really fantastic. So I've got a lot of my gaps plugged. But I have to kind of stop buying right now just because I've been spending so much money on comics. It's bad. I'm getting high on my own supply. Yeah, I'll see you, Mike. What are the two on your right side? So we'll put the remaining FOMOs back. So I have Medieval, Spawn, Winter, Witchblade going for 4. Web of Spider-Man 50 is 10. Star Wars 17 is 15. Lone Wolf and Cub 45 is 5. Submariner 6 is 30. I have Logan by Brian K. Vaughan and Eduardo Rizzo, number 1, 2, and 3. That's going for 10. And then I have Independence Day number 0, number 1, and number 2. That whole set is going to go for 10 as well. I'm assuming that's what we're talking about here, right? That's the right, yeah. The Logan, I think, is a really interesting series, and it's the whole thing, so you're not missing anything there. Green Lantern number 200 is $2. Anniversary issue for only $2. Strange Tales featuring Cloak and Dagger and Doctor Strange. We have issues 1 and 2. That's going to go for $4. I have the Best of Dennis the Menace surprise package. Dennis the Menace 38 and Dennis the Menace in Hollywood. You get them all at $6. Okay, Green Lantern off the bill. Nice pickup. This is a great pickup, Phil. Semper Fi, Tales of the Marine Corps, $2. Okay, Dennis the Menace off the bill as well. Sweet. The Strange Tales up here. Semper Fi, number 4, Tales of the Marine Corps, $2. Oh, and Semper Fi. All right. Yeah, no problem, dude. Let me know. Green Lantern Corps number 0. We got Guy Gardner on the cover. A Tom Rain variant of Green Lantern number 4, written by Grant Morrison and done by Steve Olive on the colors. I have Heroes for Hope starring the X-Men number 1 going for $2. It does suck that Phil is in Germany and that there's no access to comic shops over there. And he's in Nuremberg, so you would think that that's a pretty big city. You would think that they would have comics over there. Ghost Rider number 27 and number 30. But when we talked, Phil told me that there aren't a lot of comic shops out there, and the ones that are there don't stock new stuff. So Phil's immigrated to Germany a couple of years ago, and he's continued to buy from me ever since. And he's been shopping with me since I started. Really, I think like we met in 2019 at Baltimore Comic Con or something like that, and then he started shopping with me once I first got on the air, and we've had a great relationship since. Phil's the man. All right. Yeah, none of them have what you're looking for. I appreciate you being here, Phil. Thank you. Means a lot to me. Yeah, we met at AwesomeCon. Okay, so that was in DC. All right, I have Batman Dark Victory number 0 going for $2, and the Vigilante number 3, which is going to go for $2. I'm going to have to take our FOMO books down. So I brought Bentley with me to the comic shop earlier, and he was getting so much attention. The comic shop owner took pictures of him. It was really cute. I'm going to have to drop off Bentley in a couple hours here. Bentley! Come say hi. Come here, buddy. Bentley! Bentley! Come here, dog. He's not coming. Bentley! He's such a lazy ass. Bentley! Come here, buddy. Yeah, he's not coming. Sorry, Tori. Bentley! Come here, buddy. He's like so sleepy. He's like, fuck this shit. I ain't getting up for nobody. Bentley! Come here, buddy. Come here, doggy. Come here, puppy. Yeah, he's definitely not coming. There will be no Bentley cam. I'm sorry, Tori. I tried. I did my bestest. I have Alf number 9. That's going to go for $2. Adventures of the Thing number 2 and number 4. This is part of a 4-part mini series. This is going to go for $4. Yeah. No, you don't want to boot whoever said I'm not funny, because he actually is funny. He's a very well-known writer. My joke just didn't sync with him, you know. And I see this guy a lot at conventions. He's very well known. If I told you guys who he is, I'm not gonna air that out. But if I told you who he is, you would know him right away. He's a very well known creator, and you know, he's very and I wasn't even offended by him telling me that I was a little butthurt, but you know, like I'm not upset with him because he said I wasn't funny. Tori, I'll tell you over chat, but you know, don't take it with a grain of salt. I don't think he meant to, you know, put me down or anything like that. No, you're awesome. No, he didn't mean to like insult me. He just didn't find my joke funny. It's okay. It's like, I can take that. You know what I mean? I got thick skin. I just thought it was pretty funny. He wasn't mean to me at all. He just didn't find my joke funny. No one was mean to me. Everyone has treated me well. Everybody's going to be like, hey, you're not funny, Mr. Funny Guy. Just throw stuff at him. No, that's never going to happen. I know that there are people who watch the show who are actually fans of this guy. So like, I don't want to say anything. And humor is subjective. He didn't find my joke funny. He didn't find my joke about Jews funny. Maybe it's because he's Jewish. I don't know. You know, I actually kind of realized maybe my joke didn't land well because, you know, I didn't, you know, tell it to the right crowd. You know, you guys can laugh about those kinds of things with me because, you know, we all got a similar sense of humor. But, you know, other people may not. So that's okay. I wasn't offended by anything. It was just what it was. Pitchforks down kind of a thing. Yeah, I appreciate that. The fact that you guys are ready to go to war for me, it means a lot. All right. I have Juggernaut number 1. That's going to go for $2. Tarzan of the Apes number 257 is $2. Spider-Man's Tangled Web number 17, number 18, and number 20. That's going to go for $6. We got pitchforks and everything. You guys are going in with the hammers. Hammers and pitchforks. And the sickles. It's communism. We must all laugh into everything Onrie says. Everything. Everything is funny. That's how we should be. We should be militant on here. Fantastic Four Antithesis by Mark Waid and Neil Adams himself. That's going to go for $2. I should really keep that series and see if I can get the whole thing. Because Neil Adams doing Fantastic Four, that's pretty cool. I'm actually reading Dead Man right now by Neil Adams, and that is really good too. I have so much stuff to read that I think it's time for me to kind of like curb my buying and catch up on all the awesome stuff I've read or I've picked up. But that is the bane of being a dealer, is that you can't stop buying stuff. You want to own every comic you can. You want to have everything in your library. in case you want to reference it at any point. It's an obsession. Korg 70,000 BC from Charlton Comics. What a cool cover. That's going to go for $2. Oh, let's totally boot Johnny Storm's mustache. I actually read the newest Fantastic Four. It wasn't bad. Not really science-y, but it almost seems like it's more magic-based with what they did with the Legacy Stone. I don't even get how the Legacy Stone works. So the latest issue of Fantastic Four, it's a new series that just launched by Ryan North, who's currently writing One World Under Doom, and Humberto Ramos is the artist on it. I thought I was going to really be bothered by Humberto Ramos doing Fantastic Four because he's not my favorite Spider-Man artist. I love Humberto as a person. He's just such a sweetheart, very talented artist. I just don't like his Spider-Man. I feel like his Spider-Man looks a little too cartoony. That's just my opinion. That's it. Doesn't mean that I covet his success in any way. I'm very happy for him. Really wonderful, and he's just such a wonderful guy too. And he's done a lot of Spider-Man over the years, right? But I thought I was really going to be bothered by his Fantastic Four, and surprisingly, I wasn't. It actually kind of took me back to Mike Waringo's Fantastic Four run that he did with Mark Waid. One of the runs that I actually am very close to completing, by the way, and plan to read soon. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that first issue, but it didn't really seem very sciencey because what happens is they're fighting Dr. Doom, who's the Sorcerer Supreme currently, and he shoots them into different periods of time. And they basically have to make their mark on this thing called the Legacy Stone, which allows them to basically come back to their present time. And I wasn't exactly clear on how that worked. I don't know if anybody who's a Fantastic Four fan can fill in the gap for us, but yeah, it was a good start to the run. And it's the book is written as from Sue Storm's perspective. She is the leader of the Fantastic Four. And to be honest with you guys, as I'm reading John Byrne's run, I think that they did some really good changes to Sue Storm, and I like the idea of her being the leader of the team because she has to serve more of a function than just being a hot blonde who can turn invisible. Her being a leader, especially in the movie, she was a leader in the right ways. When it comes to like tactics in battle, it's Reed Richards who's the leader. He's still the leader. I don't know. Pedro Pascal in the movie didn't really take on that much of a leadership role, but you still kind of knew that you had to follow him because like he is the guy with the plan. He was the one who came up with the strategy on everything. He's the tactician. He's the guy who figures all that out. They didn't take that away from him because he's the one with the brains, right? But Sue Storm being the one to kind of unite everybody, that's a very maternal role anyway. That's something a mom does. I'll be honest with you guys. Some of the greatest mentors I have had throughout my entire career, especially as a writer, have been women. Because they have taken me under their wing. Even on the dealer side, Jen King she's my mentor in that regard. I look at the kind of I look at the way that she presents herself and the way that she brings everybody into her community, into the world. And she is one of the few people who invites everybody to be a part of comics and reminds everybody who's in comics that they belong here. There are a lot of gatekeepers in comics, unfortunately, outside of, the fan base, but there's a lot of gatekeeping in comics. And the one thing I really appreciate about Jen King is that she is not one of those people. She doesn't try and combat it in any way. She just says, you're welcome. You're here. You're a part of this. And she is a big believer in second chances and, wants to be the best version of herself that she can be. And, that's leadership. I would follow Jen King into battle. I'm telling you guys I would. And I feel that way about a lot of women in comics. So I like the idea of the Invisible Woman having that kind of role. And she is perfectly cast and perfectly executes everything. You know, she's got that level of sexiness, but not overly sexiness. Like, it's not Jessica Alba, who's just like, you look hot. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. You know, she's not like that. She's like more like, you know, very much reminding us of what family is, you know, and what coming together, what unity can, the power of unity. So I really love what they did with that. I think that made a lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I started reading 4 comics a day based on what I saw from Travis Gibb posting, especially once I started doing this. Because when I first started dealing, I didn't have time to read comics. I mean, I was just like selling through stuff and everything. But then there came a point when I realized, like, I would be a lot better at presenting this stuff if I knew what it was about. So that's why I read comics, is to stay on top of what's going on, or at least to have a better idea of what's out there, you know, and to guide you guys. If I'm reading comics, I can better help you guys find what you're looking for. It's a very important aspect of what I do. All right, I got a little stack here. We'll go through it real quick. I have Superboy number 50 going for $2. Zombie number 2 and number 3, that's going to go for $4. I have New X-Men 139, that's going to go for $2. Judge Dredd number 2 is $2. Walking Dead Deluxe number 8 is $2. Yeah, Travis is a machine, but not only is he a machine, he's as much of a fan of comics as he is a advocate for comics. And that's something I really, really respect about Travis. Like, yes, he's creating comics, but he also is such an advocate for other creators. And he is somebody I've developed a tremendous amount of respect for over the years. And he's consistent. He's out there and he's doing it. And he's great. I love Travis. He's awesome. Really good dude. Tales of Asgard number 1 is going to go for $2. Peacemaker Tries book 2 is going to go for $2. I have Silver Surfer 28 going for $2. The Silver Surfer Annual number 2 is $2. And then I have the Silver Surfer Annual number 4 going for $2 as well. So those are some extra books that we have here for you guys. Some extra goodies. All right. Got another stack here. I'm going to keep all this other stuff out there in case anybody's interested in claiming anything. But I'm going to showcase this pile here. And I think we'll be close to the end of our books. Bubblegum Razor. I wonder if that was inspired by, what was it? It's not Chicken Boom, some other series that Jeff Loeb did that he really loved. I think I actually bought the books on here too. All right, I have Hellblazer number 57 going for $2. Punisher the Platoon number 4 and number 5, that's going to go for $4. And Immortal Hulk number 42, we got the nullified variant going for $2. I have the X-Men Annual Shattershot number 1 and number 2 going for $4. You get both parts for $4. Rogue number 3 is $2. Marvel Comics Presents number 58 is $2. Planet of the Symbiotes number 2 is $2. Spider Women number 1 Omega, that's $2. Secret Invasion number 3 of 8 is $2. Carnage number 3 is $2. Salmon Twitch number 23 is $2. Nemesis Reloaded number 2 is $2. Eternals the Heretic number 1 is $2. The next Batman Future State number 2 and 4 are going to go for $4. Detective Comics 630. Was $2. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna plug myself in. I'm gonna hardline myself in, just so we don't have any more interruptions here. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there just now. Very strange. Okay, well, we're back. I'm here. Okay, we got about 15 minutes left. I got to leave at 3 o'clock, but I'll be back on the air next week. We'll be doing a full week of shows next week, and I will showcase some fun stuff for you guys, as always. I have Daredevil number 264, 267, 272, 273, 275, 277, 278, 279, number 280, number 281. Quite a stack here. Got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 issues of Daredevil going for $15. All 10 for 15. All 10 for 15. I have Avengers Rogue Planet 24 point now going for $2. 34.2 is 2. 39 is going to go for 2. And 40 is going to go for 2. That's $8 on the whole set of Avengers. And then I got the United States of Captain America number 4 going for $2. Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider number 15 is 2. Suicide Squad number 20 is 2. King the Conqueror number 3, number 4, and number 5. I don't know how I still have this, but I do. It's a great series. I highly recommend you grab this. It's going to go for $6. I'm going to find an owner for this soon. It's really, really good. I love King the Conqueror. This is one of my favorite miniseries focused on the villain. It's a really deep story, too. Wolverine 41, we got a Mark Silvestri cover going for 2. Blood Hunt number 4 is 2. Batman, the 2021 annual is 2. I have the Devil's Reign Superior 4 going for 2. And I have X-Men, Uncanny X-Men number 180 and 181 going for $4. Let's see. Still got our FOMO books up here. All right. I'm going to showcase the bottom row one more time here. See if we can find some homes for these books again. Do you think I could take the kids to go see Naked Gun next week, guys? What do you think? I mean, my parents used to take me to the Naked Gun movies when I was like younger. I think I saw the first Naked Gun when I was like 8 years old. And I turned out just fine. I became a very unfunny person. It worked out perfectly for me. Let's see, what is the Naked Gun? It's PG-13. Hold on. Yeah, it's also PG-13. I can totally take Alan to this. You think he turned out just fine. This is true. I did not. All right, my kids watched South Park. I think we could watch. I want to take them to see Naked Gun. I really want to see this movie. I'm really excited for it next week. All right, I'm going to showcase our FOMO books again. So we have Submariner number 6 going for $30. This is the second appearance of Tiger Shark. Medieval Spawn Witchblade number 1. That's going to go for $4. Web of Spider-Man number 50 is going to go for 10. Star Wars number 17 is 15. And Lone Wolf and Cub 45 is going to go for 5. Yeah, I think they can handle it. My favorite character on there was actually O.J. Simpson. I love Norberg. Norberg was my favorite. I've totally desensitized my children, just so you guys know. Completely. All right. Once again, I have Independence Day number 0, number 1, and number 2. That's going to go for $10. I have Logan number 1, number 2, and number 3. This is by Brian K. Vaughan and Eduardo Rizzo. If I do all 3 of these books, it's going to go for $10. Sam Wilson, Captain America, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. That completes the entire run there. That's going to go for $25. $25. Put those away. Give me just a second, guys. I have the entire theme of Naked Gun in my head. It's playing in my head. Can't unhear it now. All right. He was the best. He was hilarious. All right. So bottom row books again. I have Sensational Hulk, She-Hulk, number 1, going for $15. $15 right now for anyone who wants it. Uncanny X-Men number 251, signed by Mark Silvestri. It's going to go for $25. Oh, Naked Gun is great. Watchmen number 3 of 12 is going to go for $5. These normally go for $10. I'm doing it for $5. It's in good shape. It's not a reader copy. This is like near mint on this. Detective Comics number 515. That's going to go for $4. Actually, I'll do the Watchmen for $4 too. Spawn number 52. I'll do this for $4. Incredible Hulk number 484. I'll do this at $4. Venom Finale number 2. I'll do this at $4. Web of Spider-Man number 8. That's going to go for $4. Ghost Rider number 40. Oh, sorry, not 4. This is going to go for $8. $8. And actually, you know what? I'm going to lower the price on this even more. I'll do it for $6 right now. $6 on this bad boy. I'll do the same for Ghost Rider number 40. $6 on it. I'm lowering the price. Fantastic Four 235. Really great issue. Going for $3. Star Wars number 0. I'll do this for $4. G.I. Joe number 43. I'll do this at $6. Conan the Barbarian number 121. I will do this for $4. And Daredevil 200. I'll do this for $6 as well. So $6 on that. Down from 10. Down from 10. All right. So what do you guys got planned for the rest of the week? Any exciting plans? Let me know in the comments. We're going to end the show in a couple minutes here. I'm going to we're going to do the wheel skid bark. I think the only person who has a spin today is Phil. Yep, Phil's the only person who's getting a spin. So anybody else want to claim anything? This is your chance. If you're close to a spin, we got plenty of stuff up here to showcase. That's awesome. Enjoy basketball, Katrina. And thanks for being here today. I appreciate it. Thank you all for being here. I really means so much to me. Counterclockwise for you. I got you, buddy. So we got 3 minutes left on the clock here. You do what? Are you looking for something, Kurt? Like a clue? I guess everything is good. $6 for Web of Spider-Man 50. I gotta move it, so I'll do that deal. That's fine. Actually, can you meet me at $7 on this? Because that's pretty much what I'm into it for. So if we can do it at 7, that would be great. I've been sitting on it for a while, but yeah, I was originally selling it at 12, dropped it to 10. I'll do it at 7 if you can meet me there, Mike. Let me know. Oh, not that one. Okay. $6 on the Web of Spider-Man. Yes, I can do that at $6. Yep. You want this one at 6. Done deal if you want it. Absolutely. We got a deal? I'm assuming that's the one you wanted. $6.99. Let me know, Mike. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Thanks, buddy. Hey, Kurt, I got an issue of Ghost Rider here, number 40. The Death in the Nuclear Family. He's going by nuclear power plants. I don't even know what a nuclear painter plant is. That's going to go for $6. Ghost Rider. All right. So I got Phil on a spin from the wheel of skid bark. So we're going to show that video now.
It's time to spin the wheel of skid ball.
All right, counterclockwise for Phil. Let's do it. Phil gets a free DC book. I'm going to hook him up with Green Lantern number 4 right here. And Kurt is taking that Ghost Rider. Thank you, Kurt. All right. Well, guys, thank you very much for being here this afternoon. I really appreciate it. I need to get going now because it is that time. But I want to let you all know how much I appreciate you guys being here for me today. It really means a lot. I will be back with you guys next week. We'll be doing 3 shows next week. And I'll be showcasing a lot of back stock stuff that I want to move out of here. So we'll be doing a lot of dollar shows. I think I'll even have some $5 trades for you guys. But yes, this is what we're going to do next week. So I will see you guys then. Until then, take care. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you for shopping with me. Thank you for showing up today. That always means a lot to me. I love you all. Take care. Have a good one. Thank you, Chris. Safe travels indeed. Thank you, Katrina. Take care, everyone.